I was at Mum and Dad's house the other day, and
Your mum and dad's.
yeah, I don't just go to random Mum and Dad's houses. Just,
But-
they're in the same house I grew up in, which is
That's got to be weird.
They're in their 80s.
What's your room like?
no, it's where Dad sleeps. They sleep in separate rooms now. So Dad sleeps in my
Because he
old-
snores?
Oh, and he has functions and he has Freemasons and Scout functions, and
What do you mean? What,
so he comes home a bit later. Mum's asleep, and he's had a
okay.
few drinks or something. So they've both got a double bed each, which I suppose it's ideal, really.
Yeah, my mum and dad ended up doing that in a different room.
Yeah. It's my old bedroom that I used to share with Glenn, my twin.
But is it similar, the room?
Yeah. They maybe painted it.
Oh, you haven't got the old posters up on the wall.
No, there's no
Yeah,
posters.
it is,
I wish I had those posters.
What were the posters you had on the wall?
Had a lot of rock. Didn't have any
Of course
big
you
M girl stuff, but had Midnight Oil, Madness, band posters, kind
Stickers?
of stuff.
Stickers on the
Stickers on the wardrobe, the inside of the wardrobe.
Oh,
a lot of
yeah,
stickers.
yeah.
Those glow in the dark ones.
Yeah.
There was a desk between our single beds with the radio on it.
Yep.
And,
So
Glenn,
the two beds and a desk in between.
yeah, and a wardrobe at the end.
So you would have
Simpler times, Glenn.
So you would have one chair for the desk, and
Yeah.
you would all rest things on the. Did you have a bed head with a
Yes, with a light in it.
with an? Was it? Could you put things on a shelf?
Yeah, I think we could.
Yeah, we could too.
That was great.
You could put your books up there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
my youngest son would love that now. That kind of where you can put all your toys and books and stuff you're reading.
Because nowadays, anyway, you go.
But they don't have that these days.
No, they have nothing. They just have you go straight up against the wall, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
But
old days.
I was talking to Dad about the local bit of controversy. The local trash and treasure market was in the paper because there was a guy selling Nazi stuff there, like medals and badges.
Oh, wow.
And
not. I mean, obviously mocked up.
no, he wasn't real ones. Real ones.
They'd be worth a lot of money, wouldn't they?
Well, this is the thing. And Kev's like, I said, yeah, they're real. He goes, oh, yeah, I know that stand. That's bloody Keith's shop. Yeah. And I go, and then he goes, I said, yeah, people are up in arms about it. And Dad goes, yeah, but I mean, everyone's got a little bit of Nazi stuff, haven't they? I go, well, oh, no, I don't have any Nazi stuff. I go, do you have any Nazi stuff, Dad? He's like, yeah. And so he gets out his medal collections because he collects medals. I didn't know this. I knew he had a lot of Allies, the good guy stuff. So he's got a lot of Second World War medals. He's got about 6 Nazi medals probably in there, badges.
But where do you get them from?
You buy them from medal shops and from a bloke in Ballarat, he said. And so
But how did the bloke in Ballarat get them?
he got them from Europe. I don't know.
He's not a Nazi, so surely what are they just giving them away?
Oh, they
If you're in Ballarat, you're not, you know.
You're not that close to
No,
the Somme
the front.
the front. No, you're not. You're not near Dunkirk, are you?
This goes to show that medals aren't worth much. Anyway, go on.
Oh, and so Dad was showing us his medals, and they're impressive. I mean, they're impressive. War medals are always interesting, and not just war medals, badges that soldiers wore.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of insignia in those days, a lot of badges. And
As much as they represent a horrible history,
yeah,
they were impressive.
Yeah. The Nazis were well dressed, as has been pointed out by some comics.
What Hitler? He used to have some.
Hugo Boss did the suits, didn't he? Wasn't it Hugo Boss?
Oh, that's where it all came from.
That's a good somehow related. I think it was
Hugo Boss
Hugo
and
Boss.
Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis.
Yeah.
And so then, but it started to freak my kids out a bit. Like, and my son's like, but Papa Kev, that's what they call him. What about the people who wore these badges?
What did they do? What were they up to?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. But as Kev's like, oh, they're not SS or Gestapo. These are just normal soldiers.
Yeah, that's all right.
These guys. And as I pointed out to the kids, he did have more Allied badges than Nazi ones. It wasn't like he had a whole book of Nazi stuff. He only had...
But it would be funny.
He had about 50, 60 Allied as opposed to 6 Nazi stuff.
Do kids still do that on Anzac Day, wearing your parents' medals to class?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Because I reckon just throw a Nazi one in.
Nazi. Or even if Kev, but when he marches, go down the RSL. He's got his Vietnam stuff there.
Excuse me, Kev.
Kev, was it the Panzer Division? Did you fight under Rommel, Kev? Yeah, bloody while ago. Anyway, my wife said I shouldn't tell anyone that. That is a family shame that we have.
Well, there's no doubt that is something that we shouldn't be making light of.
No,
but it is. I mean, what was that great sketch we played?
Are we the bad guys?
We the bad guys.
Are we the bad guys?
It's a great sketch and it's very funny.
Well, that's what We always get name wrongs here. Mel Brooks said that's why he did the Nazi movies, because he said the best thing is to make fun of these people.
Yeah.
Don't give them the power.
That's right. They show that you're not being, controlled by them, and you can laugh at them anyway.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing Kev marching the next Anzac parade. Maybe I'll stick it on him and he won't even know.
I reckon you could, I don't know, put it on the, you know what, you get one of them and put it on the front of your car, up on the bonnet,
Just a kid's fancy dress day. Oh God, you can imagine. I remember at school they announced it was Italian Day, like the next Monday, and so you've got to come dressed as anything Italian. And this kid goes, "Can I come as Mussolini?" The teacher's like,
well, in fairness,
no, I don't think that'd be appropriate to come as Mussolini."
Tell us a story about who you are dressed as today.
Yeah. My daughter went with Kieran did a really good costume with meatballs on her head. She made meatballs out of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of kids coming as soccer players, pizza makers.
We never had days. We just had pie day.
Oh, what was pie day?
Where you get to have a pie for lunch. That was it.
Good one. Yeah, these days there are a lot of dress up days. There's like book week, where they got to dress as.
Don't tell me they go as
Harry Potter.
Yeah, of course.
Harry Potter. Heaps of Harry Potter.
Yeah, a lot of. Mind you did a very good Hagrid, wasn't it?
I did a good Hagrid. Yeah.
You were. I must admit, 10 out of 10.
Hagrid. Well, that was all the wig. It's all the wig in Hagrid.
No, you carried it well.
And
Robbie Coltrane. If he ever died,
great actor. And also they have one year they dressed for the May the 4th be with you on May the 4th, the Star Wars Day. So all the kids
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. So kids are always dressing up now. It's kind
of, if you,
and then they had Cultural Day where you had to go as where your past is from. You know what I mean? So the Greek kids came dressed as Greek. The Italians were dressed. What do my kids go as? Oh, that's right. They went as Vikings because Kieran claims to have some Danish heritage. She's got some Danish heritage going on.
I had to go to one of those murder parties where you had to go as a character.
Oh yeah,
I went as a porn star. I was told to come as a porn star, so I had to go to the.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's right. You had to go to the sex shop.
The sex shop and buy stuff to make me look like I was a porn star, and I had anyway. I won't go into the details, but suffice to say, it was a little bit frisky later on that night. Was
it fun? Is that a murder mystery thing?
Not really.
No, not really.
The hard part is it's kind of like. I mean, no disrespect or arrogance, but it's what I do for a living. So I don't want to get up at a party and do a character funny. I mean, maybe I do a bit, but everyone had to get up and
also
make
expectation of you would be very high.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is good. He's
Glenn Roberts.
Yeah, wasn't that good? Yeah. Wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
I thought Gary the Plumber was better than him.
Yeah, Gary the Plumber. He used a little tap dance routine and pulled out
There's always that guy at the school fatal thing that gets a little bit too much into dressing up too. I reckon there's always that guy.
Was a friend of mine that he won't mind me saying, Mark Mitchell. He was dressing up as women.
Oh yeah. Well,
if he was doing a woman in a sketch in the afternoon, he'd be there at 9 o'clock in the morning with the dress on.
Michael Veitch, very similar. I reckon.
Very similar.
Yeah, and also in sketch shows and TV shows, there's always blokes who love getting nude. Michael Veitch.
That'd be me.
That'd be you. And they love, and they normally have. Put it this way: people like me that have medium-sized appendages.
What's that got to do with that?
Well, you're not going to get nude. You don't want to get. Even going back to scouts and school.
But you're not seeing your penis on TV.
Yeah, but the guys who get nude a lot in school or scouts or whatever, they had large. Yeah.
But there's large and there's
wasn't
large.
all micro penis getting his clothes off.
But it doesn't matter how large. It's how big you are or how impressive you are when aroused.
Oh, okay. Yep. Right.
You
can't walk around with a card giving it out. I know you're looking down there, but here's a card.
You can have a cutout or something. So here it is now, and here it will be. It's kind of like it's a surprise package.
That's
it
true.
must be a surprise package for ladies. Because the first time that that's just interesting. The first time she sees your penis, whoever it might be, is probably going to be in an aroused position. And then when she sees you in non-aroused, she's going to go, oh, the flaccid isn't very impressive.
Not impressive at all.
But when,
to quote Shania Twain, that don't impress me that much. They don't impress me that much.
Because I used to make jokes about how I used to dress mine up in Barbie's tennis outfit. My penis.
Why?
I don't know why. Maybe I thought about it. Yeah.
Oh, we should have the music.
Well, I've gone too far.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
All right, well, welcome to the show. That wasn't the show, the bit before. That was just a preamble, wasn't it? That's a preamble.
This studio is very warm.
So getting a bit
12 months of the year, and you become a bit vague, and you don't quite know where you are on the show. So we've had a chat, which is...
No, we've got the music.
It's a preamble chat
the music.
where we catch up with each other. Music comes in, then we explain the show.
Okay, so what happens? Two topics?
Two topics, somehow related. They are related. They wouldn't seem like they're related, but they are in fact. And we go on a journey. It's not competitive, but it's a little bit competitive. Okay, I've got an exercise book, and you're leading. You're leading. How many episodes have we done? Probably 70, 80, 90, I don't know. You're probably leading. I reckon you go pretty close. I reckon you get it about 60% of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I reckon I get it about 30% of the time.
Well, let's get the topics.
There we go.
Vampires and counting.
Oh, well, immediately you think of the count on Sesame Street.
When Sam says counting, that wouldn't mean you're being a count and you're doing count things. That would mean counting.
Like a count with a cape and stuff.
Yeah. Which is vampire.
That is like a vampire.
But you can't be counting. It would be the counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
How did you...
I reckon that's Sesame Street again. See, I missed out on Sesame Street. I was a little bit too old, I reckon, when it came out.
I reckon Sesame Street started in about 73, 74.
Yeah, so you would have been a bit old for it.
Yeah, I remember...
Yeah. I reckon I was just on the cusp.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember a lot about Sesame Street.
I remember when it first came, it was kind of... Because there was Play School, and there was Mr. Squiggle, and there was... and it was kind of... You know what I mean? There was a few of those...
Hurry up. Oh, my son, who's 11, Barney, he watched Mr. Squiggle the other day. One of the teachers showed them.
A bit freaked him out.
Yeah, he said, Dad, I saw this really weird show called Mr. Squiggle. And it was so crap, and you could see the strings and that, I used to love Mr. Squiggle. But Miss Jane?
If you've never seen Mr. Squiggle, it was a puppet that he would draw something.
He looked like Pinocchio a bit, didn't he?
And he had a big pointy hat, and he'd draw something, and then he'd turn it up the other way, and you'd go,
it's pretty impressive.
But it took me years to realise it was a bloke out of shot, holding onto the top of his hat.
Yeah.
His pointy hat, drawing the picture. I'm going, God, he's clever. He can draw the fucking things upside down every time. It was only like a couple of years ago I worked it out. I'm going, for fuck's sake, he's holding onto his hat. No wonder he can do it. Anyway, I remember Sesame Street was the first of the kind of hip...
exactly. It took the hippie kind of ethos into kids' TV.
Yeah, it was very ahead of its time in that, and it still probably is. And then it went on to be like, because it was kind of a Friday night show or something. Was it the Muppet Show? The Muppets. They came out of Sesame Street.
Yeah, that was great. That was a bit more adult.
And they did a whole lot of stuff.
Moving right along between the good times and bad times. Yeah, that's a song from the Muppet movie. They had some great songs.
Great songs.
Rainbow Connection. Someday they'll find us. A rainbow connection for lovers and dreamers and me. Whoa. Yeah, Kermit. And interesting. The Muppet Show had all those archetypes, didn't it? It had the stress guy, Kermit running the show, Miss Piggy.
Yeah, that's right.
Fozzie Bear. I love Fozzie Bear.
Apparently I've been told I look like the saxophone player.
Oh, yeah, you do a bit.
Yeah.
Similar chins kind of. As the,
exactly.
Have you met any of the Muppet/Sesame Street people?
Well, I might have told this story before. I was at the Logies one year, and Big Bird, is he Muppet?
Yeah, and he's Sesame Street.
Yeah, Big Bird was there.
He's huge.
And he was presenting it at and
he's meant to be like a 7-year-old or something, Big Bird.
And he had finished rehearsal.
Because that's a person inside a suit, isn't it?
Yeah. And I imagine he's got his arm up. He's got the arm would be up his neck. Yeah?
Oh, is that how it works? I have no idea.
Well, how else would it work?
I don't know. I don't know how big.
Surely
I don't know how big Big Bird is.
Big Bird is
Big
like,
Bird 7 feet.
Big.
Oh, okay.
He's big. He's like, he's the same height as someone standing up with their hand above their head.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
Anyway, so he'd obviously taken his costume off and then sort of thrown it over in the corner. And I swear, it looked like roadkill.
Yeah.
It looked like Big Bird had been hit by a car and it was slumped in the corner. I'm going, poor Big Bird. That's not nice. So I met him and I met... what
about Elmo? You met Elmo?
He's,
so the guy who does Elmo is a big black guy. And he's like, I interviewed him on the radio, so he comes in, he's like... And he's got the puppet on his lap.
So he does the puppet.
But he talks...
How does he do it on radio?
Okay, so he just talks normally to you in the break.
Do you set a microphone up for the puppet?
He's got this really deep, he got a very deep voice in real life, and he's like, that fucker. He spoke like this. Yeah, Jim Henson said to me, I'm not going to get. Hang on, we're on. Hey everyone, it's Elmo here. He was swearing and stuff, and then hello want to see Elmo. Yeah, anyway, I said to Jim Henson, I'm not playing those. Because he took a long time to find that character. He was doing other characters, and he said he was typecast in the Sesame Street world, and then he made Elmo, and bang.
I don't know. I found him a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Because he's come out here a lot. And I think the problem for him, he was cute, funny, and then he sort of tried to be funny.
Oh, Elmo?
Yeah. He did a few Tonight shows and stuff. You're going, you know what? Don't do that.
Elmo, don't.
Yeah, don't make your cute jokes. Anyway.
No,
who else have you met from Sesame Street? Anybody?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Well, I'd love to meet Frank Oz, he does Fozzie Bear and...
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I don't know. He was a director too. He directed movies and stuff.
It's a huge success.
Great.
And look, are they still making new episodes of Sesame
I
Street?
think they are. Yeah, they are. Because you watch it these days and it's sort of unrecognisable, but there's still a few of the old...
I still say 10 birds sitting on a... You know how they'd sort of say 9 kids playing in a sandpit.
Ernie and Bert were great. Hey, Ernie. Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert. Hey, Ernie. What about the two the guys up in the balcony? Up in the classic.
I still reference that when there's old guys at gigs yelling out. I go, "You're the old bloke from the Muppets."
Yeah, what are you doing? That's not funny.
Statler and Waldorf, I think their names are.
Oh, yeah. Get to the good bit.
There was a guy at a gig the other night, and it had a picture of those guys, and just had haters are going to hate because they're like trolls, aren't they? They're like,
very good.
Well, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, I don't like it. Get on next.
Yeah, this has got nothing to do with vampires and counting.
But counting does lead into Sesame Street.
Ah, that's true.
Okay, we'll talk about counting.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did you? How did you learn your times tables?
Oh, by rote. So
one is one.
2, 1 is 2, 3, 4. Yeah. See, they don't do that enough anymore.
Okay, 7 8s. 7 8s.
56.
Yep.
So
9 5s.
45. There's a trick you do with
5 8s.
40.
Yeah. You said that like it's obvious.
Yeah, well, that's easy. 5s are easy. There's a trick you do with the 9s, though. You know the trick you do with the 9? Yeah, but never taught.
You take the number off, do you?
You know it.
No, what do you do?
Okay, 7 9s. You take 1 off the 7, so it's 6. And then what adds up to make 9 is a 3, so it's 63.
You've lost me.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you still count on your fingers?
Sometimes, yes. Yeah, sometimes, yes.
So you go, who's going to the party? We've got Graham, we've got Chris.
When I'm trying to work out time differences, I go, it'll be 1 o'clock at 5, when I'm ringing, I should just look it up on the phone, but I still count on my fingers, yeah.
Yeah, I count on my fingers.
I don't take my shoes off,
though. And I measure distances I go, if I measure up a piece of furniture out somewhere, I'll hold my hands like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go home and I go, the distance we have to fill is that much there.
Oh, wow. But with times tables, a maths teacher said it the other day, we had a parent-teacher interview, it just helps with maths if you know your times tables.
It opens up that part of your brain.
Oh, it's
Was
good.
it one of your top subjects? It wasn't one of mine.
No.
I didn't have any top subjects.
No, I think I did veggie maths, they used to call it. Remember veggie maths?
Well, I tried to do general maths in year 11 or 12.
I reckon that's veggie maths.
What's the big maths? Physics.
Maths 1 and Maths 2.
Maths 1 and Maths 2.
Yeah, remember that? Maths 1 and Maths 2. Yeah, but I couldn't do that. And then physics is a whole different thing again. But I helped my daughter.
Logarithms.
Oh, algebra. I've been doing algebra with my daughter who's in year 8, and it's so... I feel my brain's fried at the end of it. Thank God you can Google stuff now. Because I just got to Google. I don't know
Remember
the
when
answer to that.
you could... in our time, the big thing you could get was a calculator. Oh. Remember that? You're going...
Typing words upside down. This is boobs. Remember that? Oil. Sure.
But
the greatest
there were
thing
some
ever.
that you could take them into a test, but you couldn't use the percentage button.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. So that was it was revolutionary that we had this thing that you could add up, and they were run. I had one, I've still got one, runs off sunlight.
How much did you love the calculator?
Love the calculator.
Oh, so
and
good.
then you see that the guy who was doing Maths 1 and Maths 2.
They had the flash one.
He had the flash one.
Yeah.
He had the really good one. You're going, oh, my God, he knows what he's doing. Look at him carrying around his fucking big calculator.
But those guys became engineers, I assumed, where they use maths.
There's just guys, some people have a maths brain.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm a humanities
I'm humanities,
brain. Yeah, but I'm sort of like vague humanities.
But my dad was good at maths.
Yeah, my dad was an accountant.
Yeah, so it skipped a generation then, hasn't it?
My dad, but that's the number one thing he was good at, to work on the numbers. I have friends of mine who run very successful businesses, and you go, the reason you're good at that, you're a numbers guy.
Yeah, maths, yeah.
So counting, long division, how do you do that?
No, it's still hard, complicated.
Okay, what I can still do adding up a big number. where you add up two big numbers. You know when you carry the 1, carry the 2.
Okay, what's 56 plus 38?
56. Well, you add up the 6 and the 8. That becomes 4, and you add on 1 to 1, carry the 1. And what was the first two numbers
56
again?
56 and 48, I think I said.
So is that 11?
I think you might be
I'll
right.
get my calculator out.
Hang on,
It's
get
on
my phone out. Hang on, 50. We should know that, really.
What? We should know what?
What 56 and 58 is.
But it
I keep changing the words, I think. Hang on.
56 and... See, I can't remember what you're saying. It's hot in here.
No, it is. 114.
Right.
Anyway, so counting.
Counting, I don't know.
If you're good at maths, it really does. I mean, remember you had to have maths to get into law and stuff too at school. If you did maths, you could get into more courses.
You were a teacher, weren't you?
I studied teaching.
How did you...
You actually taught. I never taught. I did
so you didn't have to do that
rounds.
thing where you had to count the kids when you're out on an excursion. That's hard.
Oh, I've done that as a parent. Yeah, that's hard.
Counting kids.
Oh.
Or I tell you what's really hard is if you're a parent and you're down the beach and you've got, say, 3 kids.
Oh, yeah. Your mum used to do it, didn't she?
Yeah, she used to count their heads.
Yeah.
Imagine that'd drive you nuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just counting the heads above the water.
Going to the beach with kids is stressful because you really got to keep your eye on
Well,
them.
you see that on Bondi Rescue all the time. You know,
Oh,
they're missing, and then they're up, having an ice cream, but you think they're drowning.
I think old Hoppo, what are their names? Hoppo and Bumpo. I think they leave them out there a bit longer for the cameras. You know what I mean? Like, give them another minute, mate. Yeah, okay, they're out there. They're in
trouble.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Just wait a bit longer.
They go on the June buggy.
Yeah. Oh, the battery's gone flat in the camera. Yeah, just wait a second. I've got to put a new battery in it. Okay, you can go now. Yeah.
It just tends to be like sunburned backpackers, doesn't it? Like, someone drowned at Bondi the other day.
Really?
Yeah, see that? Yeah.
Well, I reckon it's
as a surf person, is that a dangerous beach?
incredibly dangerous.
Oh, there we go.
Incredibly dangerous.
And
if there's going to be a beach that is the number one beach in Australia to go for an international person to go for a swim, who may come from a place that doesn't have beaches,
like that.
I don't think it could be much worse.
Oh, really? Would Gunnamatta be worse?
Gunnamatta would also be. That's where we lost our Prime Minister at Gunnamatta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Is that where Harold Holt? Was that
Gunnamatta?
Gunnamatta?
Portsea. Which is just up from there. But yeah, Bondi is that whole section is incredibly dangerous. It's just a heavy wave. It sort of comes out of deep water and jacks up and goes boof.
Is it good surf?
It can be, but it's a beach break. I mean, the best breaks are point breaks, and I mean, occasionally you can...
Is that where the movie comes from? Point Break? Is that where they get the name of the movie? Is that what it means? I never knew that.
Well, the wave breaks in terms of the break, in terms of the point, because the wave hits where the waves will. Oh, don't start me! I'll bore the shit out of you.
Well, instead of doing your comedy lecture, I think you should do a surfing lecture, a surfing tour with Glenn Robbins.
I'm going to the wave pool next week.
Nutella Marine.
Yep.
Oh,
if you're in the interstate, I was up there the other day.
There was an article about it in the paper the other day. So what? And Kira, my partner, was asking, "What's Glenn Robbins' view on the wave pool?" I don't know.
It's incredible. And I got to admit, I wasn't surfing very well that day, as were a lot of people.
So you've been?
I've been. But I'm going again with my surfing mate. The first time I went by myself, because I went for free, whatever, get over it. That's these things.
Yeah, they need you there.
Yeah.
I want you there.
And it's intimidating. You paddle out in a line, then you paddle across, and it comes out like out of a corner, a concrete corner. Just hear the engine go, gong, and then it goes, gong, and this wave just appears.
And they're not big waves.
Then I did intermediate, and they start off probably at about 3/4 of a metre, and they probably finish a bit over a metre. And they're a heavy wave, as in there's a lot of water in them. So if you get hit by them, you know about them. And then if you go up to advanced, they actually start to barrel. So
how many people were in the pool?
About 18 per, and you get enough. You get plenty of waves. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but do you get plenty of room?
For what?
To surf. Like, there's 18 people there.
But they paddle up the side. They're not paddling through the break.
Oh, you take a turn. Yeah, and
there's a rip. It takes you out. There's a rip that takes you out. So it's like a ride.
Funny.
You don't paddle.
It's like a ride.
You just gently paddle and you go out with a rip. Then you line up and the guy goes, "You're next, go." Now there's a guy.
Oh, is there a guy like at a water slide?
Yeah.
Go. Okay, mate,
you go paddle hard. And I messed up the first two. I've got
that's kind of
the next couple. Okay,
that sounds stressful.
It is a bit stressful, and I'm going up next Wednesday.
Can I come with you and take my boogie board, or
the boogie boards kill it up there?
Okay, can you boogie board?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wow. You got flippers?
No, I'm not serious.
Well, you could, but yeah, well, you would love it. You just go in the shallows, and there's a beginner's wave in the shallows,
Oh, that'd be good. Me and the 8-year-olds.
and then yeah,
Mummy, there's a man hanging around with us. He's just a beginner, darling. All right.
But no, it's fantastic. And on the beach, it's chat fest because everyone's there, like-minded. It's like if you go anywhere, if you go to
Is there sand?
a little bit, there's grass,
there's
and there's
grass.
coffee, and there's restaurants, and there's
Oh.
there's everything, and there's a photographer there the whole time.
Is it good to take your kids to?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, great.
Look, number one, just to go and watch,
Oh,
and number two,
amazing.
then you can take your boys and have a surf.
Wetsuit or no wetsuit?
Oh, I'd say wetsuit.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I hit the bottom. It's a concrete bottom. I know. Yeah, so I did.
What was that like?
Well, you get
Which part of your body did you hit the bottom
my
with?
elbow, my elbow on the bottom.
Graze?
Yeah, a bit. But hey, I don't. No, that's that's luck of the draw. You can hit the bottom any
In a
time.
pool?
In a pool. So luck of the draw, and not very good surfer. Not as good as I used to be. Not as good as I think I am.
Is it all outside?
Yep.
Okay, right.
It's weird. You drive around Tullamarine, then you go, where is it? Then you look to your left, and there's this beautiful blue water with white waves crashing.
You can see it from the plains, someone said. I haven't seen it
well,
yet.
you can see straight through the opening, and you go, well, that's obviously there, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I gotta
And there's
check
all
it
these
out.
fit-looking people, and people get off the plane, drive over, and get straight onto a wave, leave and get on a plane and go home again
Really?
because it's 2 minutes from the airport.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyway, is that
the only one-
Plug
a free plug for the-
free member of it now?
Is that the only one in Australia? I think it might be.
Oh, there's a couple up in Queensland.
Okay.
I think that's the only of that type. Because we've all seen the Kelly Slater one, which is that wave that is so incredible. I think it's probably too difficult. That's an advanced
That's in
wave.
California somewhere or somewhere.
Is it in California or
in
Texas
some
or
state.
somewhere?
Yeah. I read
but-
an article about that, how it brought all this business into town.
Yeah, well, it's $50,000 a day. If you want to hire it, you can.
What?
Yep, 50 grand. This one's $30,000 a
You should
day.
have your party there next year
Maybe we should do a somehow related OB there.
at the pool.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Anyway,
so
so
okay, let's go to the
counting
vampires.
vampires. Well, my
We know
biggest
about
remember of
vampires.
vampires is going to the Anglesey cinema during Christmas, and they would put vampire movies on 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, really?
And then we'd have to walk home in the dark at 1 o'clock in the morning
scary.
through the tea trees. And tea trees,
Scary plant.
well, they were scary.
Hmm.
All the because tea trees have sort of wandering, and they look also.
Yeah.
They take on the look of a vampire in the
Vampires are
silhouette.
one of those, when you're growing up, one of those, thing from mythology or whatever that you were scared of.
Automatically scared off.
Vampires. They're up there with zombies.
See,
What's
I don't
worse than a
find zombies.
vampire?
I don't find zombies scary.
Yeah, no?
Oh, because they're not. I don't relate to them. Whereas people with The Walking Dead didn't get into it at all.
Yeah. I watched a few series, but yeah. I
So
love
what-
True Blood. Did you see True Blood?
That was a book, wasn't it? It started out as a book, very popular book, and then went to the
And with Anna Paquin in it. From
yeah.
the
But
piano.
that'd be because of your kids, though. Surely you wouldn't.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Twilight.
Oh.
No, True Blood was the one set in the Deep South, and the vampires are part of society, but they're kind of like, similar to refugees or something. People don't like them, and they've got a real status, and people are anti
Right.
them, and
Oh, okay.
religious groups are anti them, and so they're like an underclass kind of thing. Whereas Twilight is the vampires were romantic. You know what I mean? Like
So you wanted them to suck your blood.
Yeah, Rob Pattinson was the main Edward the
He looked a bit
vampire.
pale for mine.
Yeah, pale. He's been doing year 11 for 8 years. He's actually 105 years old, so he's a bit sus hanging out at that high school. But my wife loves Rob Pattinson, and we
You got to meet him.
yeah
You met him. You interviewed him.
yeah. Well, what happened was that he was coming to Sydney to do a press conference for Water for Elephants, a movie he was in with Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Can you get tickets?" I'm like, "Well, I wasn't working anywhere. I wasn't working at Nova or the ABC, but it was so easy to get tickets. I just rang up. I just found the number of the film. I went, "Company." I went, "G'day, it's Dave O'Neill here. I'm from the ABC, and I'm gonna go. Can I come to the press conference?" And they're like, "Yeah, no worries. Put your name down. If I was a terrorist, if I was an assassin or even a werewolf."
You could have.
Werewolves are the enemy of the vampire. I could
course.
have easily. So we went along to this press conference, right? And in Sydney, Reese Witherspoon came out. And
What?
Yeah, she was there. Arpats was there, Rob Pattinson. And
Did he
there
look pale or did he look?
Yeah, he looks pale. He's British.
Yeah, right.
And so, I swear I was the only man in the room, apart from the actor and the security guard.
Because of him.
Because of him. There was about 20 young women
Yeah.
from magazines like Clio and
Yeah,
Mamma Mia website, and they're all asking questions like, Rob, are you a good kisser? So I thought I asked some funny questions, and then Reese Witherspoon goes, "You're a funny guy, aren't you? You're a funny man." And then we went along to the red carpet that night.
Yeah.
And-
Again.
Oh, credentials.
Stalker, weird.
I'm not interviewing. I know, yeah. And then I ended up talking to these guys from I think they were from Video Easy. It was that long ago. They were from a video. So I ended up I was their sound man. So.
What?
Well, because they needed someone to hold their mic, and I was so bored. I said, "I'll hold the mic if you want. I'll do it for you."
And then you met Rob, and then
Reese Witherspoon comes up and
To
goes,
you?
Yeah, and she goes, "I remember you. You're the funny guy." I'm like, "Hey, Reese loves me."
Maybe you should give her a call.
I love Reese Witherspoon.
I quite like
No,
Reese
she's
Witherspoon.
great. Very talented.
You would like Big Little Lies.
Yeah, I loved her in that.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I think
So
I'm
good.
not aware of a lot of her work, but I enjoyed that. Okay,
Legally Blonde.
Let's go through a couple of big things.
Oh, have you seen
Vampires.
In the Shadows? Have you seen that one by the New Zealand Tika? You know, the guy does Boy and that guy. Have you seen In the Shadows?
I've seen the promo.
Oh, okay, the TV show is very funny. Anyway, it's good.
Stake through a heart. Is that right?
Yep.
They don't like looking at the cross, do they?
No. Garlic.
Garlic. Something about
Mirrors.
Sleep during the day. Mirrors.
Sunlight kills them.
Sunlight. Yeah. Do they actually turn into bats and fly around?
Yep.
When's that happen? At night?
No, that can happen at any time. It can happen. I only know this from watching In the Shadows. Yeah, they just turn to bats and fly off.
Well, that's handy.
That is handy, isn't it? Bad conversations.
Where did Keithy go? I don't know. There's bloody bats hanging
It's good to
around
leave parties that were boring, you know, or
there. Yeah, absolutely.
getting conversations with, you know.
So they bite, they have those teeth. So what?
But they got to drink blood to
Every day.
sustain life.
Yep.
And then when they bite into someone, they turn them into a vampire.
And then everyone becomes a bit of a vampire.
Yeah, everyone's a vampire, a bit of a club.
Is it Greek mythology that it comes from?
I don't know. We always think it was Romanian, don't we? Because of Transylvania.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie, Hotel Transylvania? About it's a comic. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, I haven't seen
It's very funny.
See, you've seen a lot of
Oh,
movies
just
about
because
vampires.
that's because kids like that. It's a kids movie. I don't know what I was going to say about
what else were you asking me to
vampires.
say? Jesus, it's
They're scary. They're not real.
Yeah. How do they go with holy water? Is that
Yeah, I
them?
don't think
no,
they
that's
like it.
that's the Exorcist, isn't it? Oh God, my references.
They don't like crucifixes. You always hold your fingers up like that to a vampire. They go,
Yeah.
they hiss like a cat. Yes.
Are they? They're a little bit like not a superhero, but you know what I mean, because there was a time there where vampires were
Yeah, you're right.
like the number one thing. That back in the
Monsters.
70s, they were big, and then
Yeah.
they went away, and
They had
they
a
came back in
comeback.
the late 90s or early
Yeah,
2000s.
yeah,
They
Twilight.
came back again.
There was that Wesley Snipes movie when he played a vampire.
So when in doubt, always bring back
Bring the vampire out.
Yeah,
And it's good to have a new spin on it, though.
But
Like,
there-
say, True Blood was a new spin
So
on
Count Dracula was number one, yeah?
it. The king. The absolute
Played
king of
by Bela
vampires.
Lugosi, is that
Bela
correct?
Lugosi. Very good.
Yeah, and that was black and white, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was-
50s, 60s,
Yeah, I reckon.
30s.
30s or
30s.
40s. Yeah, Bela Lugosi. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know. They're scary. Because often they're attractive, too. So the female vampires and the male, they're attractive.
See, I don't
So you get they're
associate.
gothic. You know, you go to like the Cure concert and you meet one of them and you go, you want to come back to my house? You're like, wow, they're really attractive.
Because we know as a viewer that they're not that they're going to bite them on the neck at some point.
Yeah, that's
as
what
soon as you're
happens.
bitten, you're gone.
So you go back to the vampire's house, they're incredibly hot. All of a sudden they bite you on the neck. You're like, what the fuck? That's a bad hickey, isn't it?
Yeah. Because then you had the two puncture marks on your neck.
You never see a fat vampire, do you?
No.
You never see an overweight vampire.
No.
They're always good looking. They're always like that slim.
So do bats bite and suck blood?
No.
Don't they? Do bats look like vampires?
We have bats in our backyard because they get the fig tree. I saw one last night. They're so impressive, bats. You know what bats' main job is? Eating mosquitoes. They eat about 30 mosquitoes an hour or something like that.
That's handy.
They eat a lot of bugs, bats. That's why we need bats. We need them.
Because, if there's anything like, the mosquito, just
Good on the
a
bats.
source of disease.
The bats will only bite you if they're scared or you step on them or something like
And
that.
they can see, can't they?
Yeah, they can see.
But they'd say that they have like a echo. What do they do? They have a
the radar thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, when you see them, they're so impressive.
Well, in Melbourne, in the
Well, you know my joke. This is a true story. When my wife found a bat in the shower, she went to the shower one day and there was a little bat on the ground. And she screamed, and I had to go in, and she goes, "There's a bat in the shower," and I go, "Maybe the guy from Twilight's come to visit." Hey,
Just hang around. Woohoo! She would love that.
I'm here all night.
Yeah.
But I had to pick it up.
Did you save it? Was it flapping around?
Yeah, it was a little one. I had to pick it up and
David Attenborough style?
throw it outside.
And did it fly off?
Yeah, but I didn't hold much hope
Because-
for the poor bat. I know how it got in the window and.
I don't know about other states, but I mean, quite often in other states, you just hear,
Oh yeah.
and then you go, look at the wingspan on that thing.
Well, they had them all at the Botanical Gardens here in
Yeah,
Melbourne.
and they were plague proportion, weren't they?
Yeah, and they were ruining like performances of
The Wind in the Willows.
Yeah. And the movies is over there. So they moved them down to the Yarra. And the way they moved them was
With noise?
yeah, with a
They put
sonar.
they put speakers up there. or
Yeah, and
something.
nets and stuff. And they really wanted them to go away, and so then they pushed them all down by the Yarra.
They put on the recordings of this podcast just to get rid of
Yeah,
them. Bang! There you go.
but
So,
vampires, yeah, they're scary.
where are we going?
Oh, we need some thinking music. What can we have?
Do we go with the scene?
Let's go with the Count.
From Sesame Street?
think so.
1, 2,
Oh,
3,
4.
4, 5, 6.
Should we do it?
Go.
Answer the telephone, huh? Is that all?
That's enough. It's not as easy as it seems.
Not easy, huh? Well, listen. You can count on me, Count.
Now, what can I find to count? One ring.
That's the telephone. I'll answer it.
No, I must count them.
Yeah,
Two rings.
I have to answer the phone there.
No, I'm counting the rings. Three rings.
I'll get it.
Oh, you tricky Ernie. Four rings.
But I have to answer
No,
the...
five. No,
Hello? Hello?
5 glorious rings.
Hello? Hello? Hmm. They hung up.
Of course, you took so long to answer.
But you wouldn't let me answer it.
I told you it wouldn't be easy. They're calling back.
I'll get it.
One ring.
Ooh.
No, I'm counting.
I'll get it too.
Hear the Count again. Now, what's your... you have a guess.
I'm really... Can I have a little thing? I'm struggling.
I will say that the link between vampires and counting... Well, I was going to say it's the Count from Sesame
Yeah, well, I was
Street.
going to say that, but it's too obvious. I don't think it is that. I'll guarantee it's not that.
Well, I'll say that. Well, what are you going to say then?
Oh, I don't think it is that.
If you want to bow out, you can. You
No,
don't
well,
have to have a guess.
it's not. But at least I mean, it's a shot for free.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with counting. You know what? I've got nothing. For the first time in the history of somehow
Of this
related,
podcast.
do not have an answer. Counting vampires.
It's a hard one.
Do I lose my spot on the show because I haven't got an answer?
Yeah. Next week I'm getting
shit.
Kim
I feel-
Vigil to do Colin Carpenter. Who I'd love to see.
I'm out.
Okay, here we
I got
go.
nothing.
Sam, what is the answer?
Often not shown in modern representations of vampires, it was believed they couldn't help counting things. It's a condition known as arithmomania, the compulsion to count. Europeans worried about someone returning as a vampire would place poppy seeds, millet or sand on the ground at the gravesite of a presumed vampire, so they spend years counting all the items if they would arise. Similarly, for Chinese versions of the mist, rice was left out. Some believed it would take the vampire a year to count each grain that's protecting them from being attacked.
Oh, that's interesting.
That the characteristic seems to have disappeared from popular culture, except most notably for the Count in Sesame Street.
So, vampire knocks over a bag of rice.
Yeah.
He's done. He's got to sit there and
Oh,
count.
yeah. If you see a vampire coming out, you throw some rice at him.
And then because he'll go, I'm going to bite you on that, but just hang on a second. I'm just going to count how many.
1, 2. I wonder where they got the Count from. I wonder where they must have got the Count from that.
What do you mean? The count as in.
Sesame Street.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
vampires
absolutely.
obsessed by
Yeah.
counting.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
But imagine if all of a sudden the vampires got together. Hey guys, we don't want to go and get sucked some blood tonight. Oh, I can't. Why? I spilled some rice. Yeah. What do you mean? Sure, is it one of those ones you get at the supermarket? The little, you give me little cups, the cooked rice. That would be okay. So that you count.
But a bag of rice.
A bag of rice, and a Hessian bag of rice. That'd take what months, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then if, something went wrong, I've lost count now.
Oh, that's terrible.
You'd have to do it in piles of hundreds, I reckon, maybe piles of 1,000,
It doesn't bear thinking about.
But there's the tip. So next, what you should do at home is you should put some rice around in your shower.
Yeah. Oh, for the bat.
Yeah.
For batty.
Yeah. Or, if you think there's vampires around, what you would do, you just throw a bit of rice out there and they'd feel obliged to.
You've got to count it.
Because some people, my eye teeth, look.
Oh, you've got vampire teeth. You've got a few fangs. Yeah.
Yeah, I could easily be. I remember you used to get those vampire plastic ones.
Oh, they were fun.
Because that was a favourite thing to do at a fancy dress, to go as a vampire.
Yes.
And you put those plastic teeth in, at first funny.
Yeah.
After a while, not fun.
Hard to eat with vampire teeth.
And then hard to eat a party pie when you got the vampire teeth in. But, pretty sexy. And then you'd have a couple of drips of blood down your mouth.
Yeah.
And what would they wear? They wear like a high-collared...
Yeah, the high collar thing. Yeah, it's like a cape, I think it is.
And you look a bit pale.
Yeah, pale, bit of blood, black hair. They tend to have black hair, vampires.
Something a lot like you back in the 80s.
Yeah. The front of the Cure concert. Look at me.